So let's take a look at the new, and I can already tell Kiki's in this, so I'm going to go over here. Sorry, Neon. When Kiki's on screen, she gets the screen time. So chat, let us hear about the new Harry Potter casting, which unfortunately we all knew it was coming. We all knew. Yeah, I know Clownfish was the animated yard dog. No, I'm not going to go in the middle because that's where all the information is going to be displayed. No, I mean, don't worry. I already found the Yellow Fudge video. I already found that. Hi, Tysel. All right, chat. Let's do this. Mike, I don't know. Maybe that's what they're going to talk about.
Hey, guys. Welcome back to ClownfishTV.
And alerts. I almost forgot. Thank you, Tysel. Thank you for the tier 1. Jay, I'll talk about it afterwards.
This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And there it is, guys. The casting announcement for the live-action Harry Potter. These are the kids. And unsurprisingly, Hermione is not white. Oh, my God.
Shocker. Never would have guessed that.
Seen that coming.
I know.
I'm shocked. Shocked. Well, not that shocked. We all knew this was coming. They've been talking about this for months. Unfortunately, we knew this was coming. My question is, are they going to get into how is the studio going to be reacting? If the studio rolls out with you're fucking racist if you don't like this, that already tells you what you need to know. And Nekinus, thank you for the tier 3. Thank you so much.
Oh,
everybody, that's fine though. We're gonna talk about this because well, okay. So it's gonna open up a can of worms just like it does with Snape because Hermione is the target of I guess racial discrimination because she's a mudblood.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna make the show a little more uncomfortable for some people, I believe, than if they had maybe, if you're going to race swap some characters, some of the other characters. I suggested Morgan Freeman as Dumbledore. I would have been okay with that. I mean, I like John Lithgow, but Morgan Freeman as Dumbledore, that would have been pretty badass. I would have been okay with that. But
well, Anubis, you're seeing it from like double distance here. If you were to actually go onto Twitter and look at this, you would be able to tell instantly that she is of very mixed ethnicity, but you're seeing it from a distance, so it's like doubling distance. Both it's distance here in the video and then my video, so it would be difficult. She is light skinned. I don't think she's olive skinned. I believe somebody said that I think someone said Italian. I also think East Indian. There was like 3 or 4 different mixes of ethnicity. I don't recall exactly what they all were. They may actually talk about this in here. Well, I mean, Durahan, it's a guy. So, of course, they're going to make him... it's a guy, and he's, generally speaking, thought of as a fool for most of the Harry Potter movies. So, of course, they're going to leave the guy redhead. You should have expected that. Ron Weasley is generally kind of the butt of a lot of jokes and is kind of like the comic relief of this trio. So of course they're going to leave him as a redhead because he is a joke and he's comic relief. And it isn't until the end of the series that you actually take him seriously.
Yeah, so it's gonna make things very, very awkward, I think, in some cases, and it'll be interesting to see if this supposedly very faithful adaptation.
Well,
that doesn't matter, Kaibo.
Mudblood or half-blood prince mudblood, that means you're not white.
Yes,
that's what they're giving with this.
The only characters that got swapped, as far as I can tell,
so far
that we know of, the main cast, the only characters that got swapped for black folks were the characters that were picked on for being mixed or impure. right? I mean, that strikes
They
me as
all
being
were.
potentially problematic.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, like Aether. There were. I believe there were very like that's like the books themselves was already diverse. That's the thing. The books, the character descriptions were all diverse already. And the movies, the movies did, I will say, a pretty fair job of maintaining the descriptions of the characters. I think I've heard that some characters did look different in comparison to their book counterparts, but largely speaking, the books were quite good about maintaining the looks of the characters according to how they were described in the books. The movies did a good job of carrying that over. We are now in 2025. We are now in modern day. None of that matters. None of that matters anymore. It's all about we have to make sure the cast is diverse. So instead of creating a new show that you can build diversity into it to work with the story so it makes sense, they take the old franchises that are known quantities and are popular, and we're just going to start race swapping characters because modern day. Because modern day Hollywood has no imagination. They only care about checking off the boxes and wadding up some fucking activist agenda with their casting choices. That's why we're seeing this with Harry Potter. That's why we saw Snow White did not hire dwarf actors to play the dwarves. And originally we're not going to have dwarves at all, except for that one guy. This is because Hollywood has no creativity, and all they know how to do is recycle old properties over and over and over again. Yeah, I mean, Deathstalker, yes, they could have. That is a very, very viable option. Do a Harry Potter story that doesn't use the existing franchise. They absolutely could have done that. But they don't have creative people working for them anymore. There are no creative writers in Hollywood anymore. All they know how to do is reach into the back catalogs and say, okay, we need something. Okay, this was popular 10 years ago. Let's reboot it. That's all they know how to do. That's it. That's all they literally know how to do. It's fucking pathetic. At Raven, thank you for the Prime. Thank you very much.
I mean, Hermione, we already knew they changed her for the stage show before.
Yeah.
So that was likely going to be the case here. Snape, though, that was really out of left field.
Yeah, Snape was really out of left field.
Into left field? I don't know.
Well, Mike, we talked about that on
screen.
This
whole thing, and the thing is that the Snape casting hasn't made anybody happy. Like, look, they're. And I said earlier on Twitter, one, I want to be very clear. I feel so bad for these kids.
Yeah, and no matter what happens, these kids are going to get so much crap.
Yeah,
they're going to get it from.
Oh God, you thought that the streamers who play, you thought the VTubers and the streamers that played Hogwarts Legacy getting bullied was bad? Wait till this show airs. These poor kids are going to get inundated with hate. Like, terribly so. Yeah, exactly. Like, this is going to be like Jake Lloyd Part 2. And I feel so bad for these kids. Because these kids, they just want to act. They just want to act. These kids are not, at least as far as I know, these kids are not trying to push any kind of fucking agenda. They just want to be actors. They want to be in, this is an opportunity for them to be in a huge HBO show. And they're undoubtedly very excited to do it. But because HBO chose this young lady for the casting, people are going to jump all over that. And not with just like mild criticism, like what we might have where it's like, okay, Hermione is described in the book. She's pale. She is not, East Indian, Latino, whatever blended ethnicity she may have. And we say that's, you're throwing this actress in just to fill a diversity quota, but we don't have any ill feelings towards this young lady herself. She is doing her job. She got hired to do this job. She doesn't likely have an agenda, so we have no ill feelings towards her. We have ill feelings towards the people behind the scenes at HBO who made this decision based on likely diversity issues. But a lot of people are not going to look at it that way. I don't know. I don't think they said it's an adaptation. I mean, it's an HBO. I mean, they have to say it's an adaptation, Mike, because the film already exists. So they're gonna have to say it's like an HBO streaming. They have to say adaptation. Well, unfortunately, like too many people are not going to look at it that way. And here's the other part is people that actually criticize HBO for doing this and not criticize the actors and actually say, you know, we don't have any problem with these actors. We know that they're just do their jobs. We are criticizing the people at the head offices and behind the scenes that made this decision to check mark a diversity box. The people at HBO are going to say, you're attacking our actors. You're being racist to our actors. And they're going to completely ignore the criticisms that they're making of this suits. And that's what's going to happen. It's happened every fucking time. It's a perpetuating cycle at this point.
All sides. And they look like a cute bunch of kids, and they're all like, oh, they have
They're
no
quite
idea.
excited. Yeah, I hope
They're
their
all
parents
excited.
are extra vigilant and making sure that they keep them protected from this
Yeah.
crap.
Mike, she
I mean,
absolutely
we had people
might.
going after
Absolutely
Rolling.
might,
They're going
yes.
to go after her kids. We had, and that's on one side of it. And then you're going to have people being mad about the changes on the other side. So it's like these poor kids are not going to be able to catch a break. Hopefully, they're being paid very, very well. You know, for all the therapy they're gonna have to go through.
No, and nor should you, Matt Taz.
Years to
Nor
come.
should
But
you.
we'll talk about this. I think this is one of those cases where you're not gonna make anybody happy, and the only way to win is maybe by not playing the game in the first place.
Yeah.
Like, let's not reboot Harry Potter, but you know we have to because money. Warner Brothers needs it desperately. We'll see if.
And there it is. Warner Brothers is in desperate need of money. And so they knew that Harry Potter is a bankable product. And so that's why they have brought back the Harry Potter franchise to throw out onto their streaming services. And B, it's more diversity checkmark boxes. And I still remember it wasn't all that long ago that people were just like applauding Zaslav, the guy that was, I don't know if he's still in charge of it. Wait, was he in charge of HBO or Paramount? Was it David? Is David Zaslav the one that's in charge of WB? Am I thinking of this correctly? That he's the CEO of WB? Yeah. So I remember there was not long ago people were applauding David Zaslav because he was supposedly getting rid of the DEI and all of the diversity hire shit, supposedly. And my guess is we're going to see complete 180 now. The people that were applauding him, a year or two ago, are now going to turn around and try and devour him. Because of this decision with this young lady here and the actor who they have playing Snape. Because they race swapped two major characters in this franchise, they're going to be calling him out when they were probably just saying how wonderful he is for trimming the fat and getting rid of DEI a year or two ago. It's not just one side that eats one another at the drop of a hat. It's all sides.
This works for them. I don't know. Anyway, before you get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, you'll get a woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
The memes already. I love this. Grok. Change them into the regular cast. They were thinking.
Yeah, he pointed that out, Slag.
Watson, and instead they just. They did here. Actually, the kid in the middle looks like me when I was a kid. Kind of.
Oh, yeah, kind of from what you explained.
Yeah. And all Pedro Pascal.
That was funny.
That's fantastic.
That's fun. Honestly, I'm a little shocked that WB didn't try to do this and just kind of deep fake him onto everybody. But honestly, the way that they're trying to put him into everything these days, I'm actually surprised they try to deep fake him.
I love this comment though here. Dragon Academy says, never seen these three in anything. Why not pick people with more experience? Other people were
Yeah.
complaining. Other
I mean,
people,
you didn't see the original three and anything before they were in Harry Potter either.
other people were
Yeah.
complaining they looked young. They're like,
That's okay. There's a little bit big. There's a little bit bigger of a picture. You can kind of see when you look at them side by side. You can see where she has where she has more. You know, you can see the different ethnicity in her, and again, she could be fantastic as Hermione. She could. And it could end up being moot, but there are too many people that will not let it go. Especially like some seriously diehard Harry Potter fans that potentially will say, "This is not Hermione. Hermione is white. You're putting someone in the role of Hermione who is not." And these are probably the same people that have already been going off about replacing Snape with a black man, which I would qualify that with the race swapping of Snape, I think is more egregious. Especially in the context of Snape, because of the whole Half-Blood thing, and how basically there was, Snape basically went, there was racism against Snape, and there's going to be racism against Hermione. It's going to feel too on the nose to people in context. That putting, basically doing diverse hires for your characters where a major plot point for them or a major defining characteristical trait is racism is going to be so fucking on the nose. Revan, I disagree. I think that may have been one of the foremost things on their mind when they made the decisions. Is, oh, this way we can show how racism is bad and actually have someone of a non-white race in the position. Because, in case you haven't forgotten, you can't be racist to white people anymore. So they would probably think, oh, if we had white actors in these roles, it wouldn't hit hard because they're white and you can't be racist to white people. So we're going to put ethnically diverse characters in the roles of Hermione and Snape, and that way we can actually show that racism is bad because they're not white. And so, of course, racism is bad. That may have not been the number one factor. I'm not saying that. But I guarantee that thought did cross their minds more than once when they went the direction of casting. That 100% they were considering that as one factor when they were facilitating casting. I guarantee you. Because again, you cannot be racist to white people in the modern day. You cannot. There's no such thing as racism against white people in modern Hollywood. So if you're going to have characters who people are racist against, you have to put in non-white individuals, because only then does racism make sense.
why do they look so young? Why do they look like they're like 11? I'm like,
have you read the her books?
Have you read the books? It's like, have you read the books? Anyway, they look like cute kids, right? Ron's a ginger, so there you go. The Weasleys are going to be ginger, unless he's adopted in this one. I don't know. Variety, Harry Potter HBO
they could
series
do
cast
that.
Harry, Ron, and Hermione.
Well, some of the family might not be, ginger. They might be black because they're the same thing.
Yeah,
the internet has
Yep.
decided that we're basically the same thing. So
that would be, and yeah, like they may race swap some of the Weasleys. Fuck, I'm guessing the two twins will. And I would not be surprised if they turn the two older brothers gay. Like, we're gonna be seeing that shit in here. Like, hell, maybe Hermione is gonna end up with Ginny for all we know. And they'll make Hermione gay and she hooks up with Ginny, not Harry, for all we fucking know. I mean, that's the thing. With modern Hollywood, we don't know what kind of bullshit they're gonna be pulling on this. We really don't.
it could happen.
So when they get married, it's not
Two gingers. Yeah.
There you go. Right. So I don't know who any of these kids are. So this is Dominic McLaughlin is Harry Potter, Arabella Stanton is Hermione, and Alistair. Oh my God, that's the most British
They
name
have
I've
great
ever heard.
names. I love
Alistair
their names.
Stout. That sounds like a headmaster at Hogwarts.
I don't know. It does.
Yeah,
I love their
it
names. They have
does.
great names.
Alistair.
Okay. Alistair Stout, you have got the hardest Harry Potter name, and you're not even in the Harry Potter universe. As an actor, you've got the hardest Harry Potter name I think we've ever heard. That is fucking awesome. And then Dominic McLaughlin, great, Arabella Stanton, but Alistair Stout, God bless you, man. Your name goes hard in this franchise.
They're Stout.
I love their names.
That's gonna be my next, like, next time we do tabletop and I make a new character, its name is gonna be Alistair Stout. I don't know what he does exactly, but that's a damn good name. That's better than
they all
Ron
have
Weasley.
really great names. I'm like,
Arabella Stanton. Yeah, they do. They all have very very like regal sounding names. More than 30,000 actors auditioned for the lead roles, including a grown ass man who wanted to be Hermione.
It's true.
It was like a 42-year-old man.
No fucking way. That cannot be true. That cannot be true. Hang on. I want to hear that again. That absolutely cannot be true.
30,000 actors auditioned for the lead roles, including a grown-ass man who wanted to be Hermione.
It's true.
It was like a 42-year-old man.
He identifies as young, so.
So I'm gonna assume though.
No. Chat. Research strays. I need you to go look. It's true. A 40-year-old man auditioned. Did he actually get an audition, or did they take one look at him and go, "Get the fuck out, you freak show"? Did they actually let him go through an audition? If they actually let him go through with an audition, like you're saying he showed up there, which that in and of itself is fucking scary. That is scary. Someone in the chat just said he is trans age. If that's like legitimately how this person identifies, considering this is in Great Britain, he needs to be sectioned. That man needs to be checked. Death Stalker, I wouldn't have. Because you're fostering his delusion by doing that. This is a 42-year-old man who likes to pretend that he's 10 years old. That's not something that you foster. That is not something that you encourage. You go, okay, you are sick in the head. You need to go see a psychiatrist immediately. Because that's just, apparently sketty. Yeah.
So that, like, if they auditioned that many people, that these were the kids. I mean, that's a lot. I mean, that's a lot more than the first one was like crazy, but like 30,000 kids. So this summer they're going to do the filming after an extraordinary search led by casting directors Lucy Bevan and Emily Brockman. We are delighted to announce we found our Harry, Hermione, and Ron. The talent of these three unique actors is wonderful to behold, and we cannot wait for the world to harass them. I mean, witness their magic together on screen.
Unfortunately, and I know that Neon and Geeky did not, Neon didn't say that because he is being encouraging to harass them. He's not. He said that because he knows it's going to happen, and it sucks that it's going to happen. Because unfortunately, these kids, especially the young lady Isabella, is going to get so much fucking harassment, and she's not going to deserve it. And I do feel bad for her because there's going to be such a harassment campaign, and she's probably just starting out in her acting career, and this is what she's going to be exposed to at the beginning of her acting career. I feel so bad for her. I just hope that she has good people in place to protect her, and that she understands that the harassment she's going to be receiving is not the majority. It's just the very loud minority that loves to screech on social media. And it's not the majority. I hope that she understands that, or she has a good support team around here that makes sure she is aware of this.
To thank all the tens of thousands of children who auditioned and also that 42-year-old man. Sorry.
I'm sorry, woman. It's ma'am.
Girl. It's trans age.
That's true. You're
It's
right.
been a real pleasure to discover the
That's just
plethora of
fucking
young talent out there.
sick.
Maybe they can get some extras or something. So yeah, they said Harry Potter is going to be Alistair Stout's first role. Stanton was Matilda in Matilda the musical.
No, Revan, no, I disagree. I don't think these kids' parents set them up for harassment. That is an unfair statement. These kids' parents, no, these kids, like, I'm going to go on the assumption that these kids want to be actors, that this is their idea, that they wanted to go audition for this. It is completely unfair to blame the parents out of pocket for setting them up for being harassing, because if their kids want to be actors and they have exhibited talent for it, and the parents want to encourage this and basically support them in this, that's not the parents wanting them to be set up for harassment. It is not. That is a completely unfair statement towards the parents. Until I am informed of otherwise, I'm going to go on the assumption that these parents are supportive of their kids, that they are supportive of their dream to be actors, and that they are behind them the whole way for, auditioning and then gaining these roles. It is no, I do not think that the parents are setting him up for harassment in any way, shape, or form. I do not believe that. I fully believe that their parents are supportive. Until I'm told otherwise, or until I receive evidence to the contrary, I'm going with the assumption that they are good, supportive parents, as everyone should. Everyone should assume that in this case. Everyone.
So they actually do have some credit.
Mm-hmm.
And McLaughlin was in Grow. And I don't know what any of these. I have no idea. But
so they have done some
can
acting.
act,
right? Wait. Hang on. I was talking over him. Okay. Who are McLaughlin starting Grow, an upcoming comedy on Sky starring Nick Frost. Oh, that's good. That's a good person to jump in with. Stanton starred as Matilda, so Isabel Stanton, who's Hermione, starred as Matilda in a musical. Okay. So they have a little bit of acting under their belt. Nice.
They can act, right? So it does potentially open a can of worms. I don't know. I think they look like a cute bunch of kids.
Well, go for it. Go Alistair. I mean, he auditioned with all his people and ends up getting to be in Harry Potter. I mean, that's kind of awesome.
It's like, what do you do? Where you go from there, though? Like, it's my first role. What are you doing? Oh, I'm in Harry Potter. It's like, holy hell. So yeah.
Honestly, that's the funny part. The same could be said for all the Harry Potter actors. Think about it. How many roles have you seen the trio from Harry Potter in after Harry Potter concluded? Daniel Radcliffe has done a couple. Daniel Radcliffe, I think, has been the most successful of the three. Daniel Radcliffe has done several movies and TV shows. He did The Guns Akimbo. He did The Lighthouse. He did Swiss Army Man. He did a TV show. I forget what it's called, but he did do a TV show. Daniel Radcliffe has had a pretty good career since the conclusion of Harry Potter. Emma Watson has done a few things, but not too many. Emma Watson has she was Belle in the Beauty and the Beast live action movie. That was her biggest, most notable role since Harry Potter. And she has done other movies that were nowhere near as big. Honestly, Belle was her biggest role post Harry Potter. But she has done several other roles. And Rupert Grint, I know that he was in one other movie. It was what was it? It was a movie with Bill Nye where he basically plays an apprentice to an aging assassin. That is the only other project I know that Rupert Grint was in post Harry Potter. I'm not aware of him being in anything else, unless if it's all like stage acting in the UK, that's obviously I wouldn't know about that. And yeah, Emmy Watson stepped back. I know she was going to college and she was seeking a degree, and she was not happy with a lot of the attention that working in Hollywood brought her. TV movies for Rupert. Okay, thank you, Zeb. I'm guessing they're probably British TV and movies, which could very well be why I've not heard of them. They may have just not made their way over to the West or to this side of the planet. So, was he in a film with Batista? I didn't know that. Interesting.
It does potentially raise some questions, though.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the thing: like there's like absolutely there's no way to win this one. You know what I'm saying? Like I for the sake of the kids, I hope this is like the best effing thing ever. Now I do know, and I've said before, the people that worked on, or they're working on this one, to the best of my knowledge, the same bunch that worked on His Dark Materials. I love the books. Yeah, they did some race swaps. It was fan freaking tastic. I thought
it still worked. If it's the right person that you can pull it off, you can. And I don't care. That being said, I don't care how good an actor that's replacing Snape. It's not going to work, because that is the one character that was like
described.
Yes.
I mean, the Malfoys for sure are going to be pasty ass white folks. That would have been an interesting choice, though. Let's make the Malfoys non-white.
We haven't cast the Malfoys yet.
Wait, what?
I don't think they have. That would be amazing.
Don't speak too soon.
I don't know. I mean,
you're gonna be Asian.
Yeah. Oh, if they really want to checkmark off some diversity boxes, make the Malfoys non-white. You want to get your DEI in there. You want to get your diverse ethnicities in there. Make the Malfoys non-white, Hollywood. HBO. I dare you. Cast Black actors or cast Latino actors or cast East Indian actors in the role of the Malfoys. Fucking go for it. I dare you. I fucking dare you. Because the Malfoys are clearly the villains. Although, Draco Malfoy, wait, am I getting his name right? She did have a redemption arc. He did. But he was an evil little shit before then. He was absolutely an evil little shit. And, you know, as evidenced by this here, he's basically using racist verbiage in Harry Potter. Oh yeah, like Draco's actor was always cool. Unfortunately, for the life of me, I can't remember the young man's name who, like, I say young man, he is a man now. I'm just thinking back at the beginning of the series. But the actor who played Draco, for the life of me, I cannot recall his name. Tom Felton, thank you. Yeah, he is like really not. That's why I've heard too, is that he's really nice. He casting him to play assholes though. I kind of feel bad for him. He kind of got a little typecast. He played an asshole in Harry Potter. He played an asshole in Rise of the Planet of the Apes. If any of you guys saw Rise of the Planet of the Apes, he played a complete sadistic asshole that tortured all of the primates in the quote-unquote sanctuary. The poor guy has been so fucking typecast. I feel bad for him.
Yeah, you know, because that's the thing.
Crazy rich Asian.
Here's my thing. Whenever you hear about diversity and inclusion, how come it only means Black people?
I don't know.
We have to make it diverse, so we added Black people. Why?
Black people or Middle Eastern. It's not just, but whenever you hear about diversity now, it's Black people and it's Middle Eastern is typically the two ethnicities that are the number ones for diversity. And primarily it is with Black people, but it's like, yeah, Kiki's not wrong about it.
I mean, what
and
about
lesbians.
other characters?
You can't forget, and sometimes both.
Well, it's always diversity usually means lesbians or black people. So
yes.
I'm just like, well, if you're going to do diversity, where are the people, other kinds of people that you're going to put in here? Because I'm hoping that the Malfoys are like something that's not white, because I'm just tired of this whole thing.
That would be interesting.
And they won't do that. They won't do that, because if they change the Malfoys from being white, that means they are going to have non-white characters spewing what amounts to, in the Harry Potter universe, racist rhetoric. If when Draco was calling Hermione the filthy little mudblood, in the Harry Potter universe, that's racism. If they cast a non-white actor in the role, that would mean that they would be having a non-white character spewing racism at one of the main characters. And you can be goddamn sure HBO and Warner Brothers would never allow that to happen. Kendrick, that is basically the prevailing thought by these people. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. Like that's why I was saying there's the whole mentality of you can only be racist to non-white people. You cannot be racist to white people. That has basically been the mantra. And so that's why they will very likely not hire a non-white person in the role of the Malfoys, because the Malfoys are racist, and by Hollywood standards, only white people can be racist.
Diverse and inclusive, and what we mean by that is we made somebody a lesbian or black.
I thought it was really interesting, though, in the MCU Spider-Man, that they made the bad guy. He's not really a bad guy, but Flash Thompson. They made him Indian. Was he Indian?
Yeah, something like that. Like,
I thought that was a very interesting choice. But the thing is that, like, I know people were mad about, but like after a while, like if you get the right actor, you don't really see it. Where it's going to get complicated with him.
Okay, I'm pausing a lot. I am sorry. But with the Flash Thompson role in the Spider-Man series, it didn't matter who they put in the role, because Flash Thompson was kind of a nothing character. They didn't even characterize Flash Thompson correctly in the fuck. What's his name? Oh my God, I'm blanking. I'm blanking on who played Spider-Man. Oh my God, his name just flew. No, not Toby. Oh my God, his name not Hiddleston. Hold it. Thank you, Kaibo. God, his name went. I kept wanting to say Hiddleston. I'm like, no, it's not Tom Hiddleston. Yeah, the character of Flash in the Tom Holland movies was not Flash. Okay, because Flash Thompson is an athlete. Okay, Flash Thompson is a bigger guy. He's an athlete. He goes on to be like a special forces guy, and when his I think it's his legs got blown off, then the Venom symbiote bonds with him, and he basically becomes like a Venom secret agent. The Flash Thompson in the Tom Holland movies was not Flash, and that's why their hiring of that actor was immaterial, because Flash was kind of a nothing in the Tom Holland movies. And I'm guessing because his role was so small and had he was big, he wasn't even a bully. That's the thing. In the Tom Holland movies, Flash Thompson wasn't even a bully. And that's why it was kind of a nothing. That's why I think nobody really cared about the casting, because his role was so minimal. He was regulated to being essentially kind of comic relief. He was not some bully foil for Peter in those movies. So nobody really cared. They were probably more upset that his role got reduced down so much, and he became a shell of what he's been in every other iteration of Spider.
Harry Potter, though, is because there is this undertone of racism with
Unless they're just leaning into it.
That could be too. I mean, they might be like, you know what? That's the perfect allegory. But here's the thing. J.K. Rowling, she said as much. I mean, she's just cashing those checks. She's a producer, but she doesn't have any say in the casting. She was like micromanaging the casting the first time around. I remember that. But I'm also like, I micromanaged the casting the first time, and all three of those little MFers threw me under the bus.
Yeah, right.
So I'd be like, but yeah, I mean,
wow.
Look, I'm not even gonna feign, like getting like, oh my God, guys, the world is ending. I can't believe that they've got black people in Harry Potter.
We all knew that was going to happen. Like, I don't think anybody expected anything differently. I mean, they already changed it.
I love this though. James Earl Jones. R.I.P. I would have.
Oh,
that
God.
would have been amazing. Could you imagine him?
Could have been.
With the voice and the whole thing. They could still do it. He sold his voice.
No, I don't think
this is true.
That, but yeah.
You should get some like skinny ass white kid to play Snape and then do the James Earl Jones voice just to throw people.
Like, no, I don't think they're going to do that. But
is he Kaibo? I mean, that's how it starts. That's how it starts. Is when their diverse actors start throwing shade at any detractors, and pretty soon the show has. Again, if the studio can keep a fucking muzzle on these actors while they're filming, just like literally keep a fucking muzzle on them, the show has a chance to succeed. If the actors, primarily the adult actors, if the studio allows their actors, particularly the diverse ones that love to spout off about activism, yeah, like that, like the actor playing Snape saying that J.K. Rowling is problematic. The goddamn creator of the whole fucking universe.
I would buy Snape if it were Denzel saying Voldemort ain't got shit on me, or Samuel Jackson dropping one fur.
Okay, if they put Samuel L. Jackson in an R-rated version with him as Snape, it would be the most popular show of the decade. Okay? You put in Sam Jackson, you make it rated R, and Sam Jackson's dropping motherfuckers left and right, people would fucking love it. People would absolutely go, I don't care that they changed Snape's race. God damn it, this is the best choice and decision of cinema history. But when you get these actors that start spouting off, particularly when you have the actor hired for Snape calling J.K. Rowling problematic. J.K. Rowling, the person that created this entire fucking fictional universe, and saying that she's problematic. I'm sorry, HBO and Warner Brothers need to shut that shit down immediately. They need to fucking muzzle their actors beyond them saying, we're really excited about doing this project. We hope everybody enjoys it. You know, maybe something about we're going to be trying to stay as true to the source material as we can, so it is a faithful retelling of the story. Something like that, and that's it. Don't let them say anything else. If you let them start spouting off like the actor for Snape saying that, you know, J.K. Rowling is problematic, regardless of things that she said, if you let your actors start turning it into a fucking political shit show, you will kill the show before it's even aired. Flat out. The fact that Hollywood has not learned this lesson yet is shocking, because every TV show and film that has come out where they have allowed their actors to just flap their fucking gums and fucking diarrhea dump out of their mouth about everything they want to, which is basically all political these days, the project ends up failing spectacularly. Hands down. And so at this point, Hollywood needs to shut their actors up. Shut them up. Tell them this is what you're going to say during the PR tours. We had a great time working on it. We hope you enjoy what we've made. We hope this is a good, faithful adaptation of the book that everybody knows, and we hope you all enjoy it. Full stop. Done. No further questions. unless they do something like that and they let them spout off, the show will fail. Because that's how shows and movies live and die these days. They live and die by the PR and what their actors talk about during the promotion of it.
I mean, we all knew Hermione they were gonna make her black. We all knew that.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's shocked over that one. Snape is the biggest shocker of the casting so far, but there does seem to be, as people are bringing up, a little bit of a pattern here that all the characters, especially Half-Blood, whatever, mudblood, as they say,
yes,
in the show, are so far black. So
and that
really need to diversify some other characters here.
That might be the point. I don't know. But then if that's the case, it's like this show's going to be a lot more loaded, I think, than the books, because you're going to have, Snape getting hung from a tree by Harry's racist dad.
Or they're going to take all that out, which, you promised.
But you promised it was going to be like the books.
Uh-huh.
So
very hyper accurate.
What are you doing here, right?
So far, it's not very hyper accurate, but okay.
I mean, Hagrid, I think, was a great. I mean, honestly, most of the casting choices, I think, have actually been pretty okay. I don't know. It was interesting. We were talking to a family friend, and so Squid King went to Epic Universe last week for the opening, and
he's going to come on eventually and talk about it.
He's going to come on eventually and talk about it. But it's interesting because they're doing all the sets and everything from the current movies, or from the new one is based on Fantastic Beasts, I guess, the new world.
The new land is, but the ride is based on the original.
Because Fantastic Beasts was a massive failure. The first one,
they did the city in Paris and Fantastic Beasts, but the ride itself is a Ministry of Magic, and it's using Umbridge and stuff. So
but she's awesome. Umbridge is awesome.
I know. So I'm saying there's not going back. The ride itself is not. Fantastic Beast.
But so they've spent all this money to build the 3 Harry Potter lands. They basically, for those of you who don't know, at Universal, there's a Harry Potter land in each one of their theme parks.
Yes. Right.
But they're all based on the current movies. So I was like, okay, so they're going to reboot Harry Potter. Are they going to keep the sets basically the same so they can reuse the lands and then just pop in some new Potter kids or something? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
It's gonna be really weird if everything is totally different on the show, and I don't know.
Well, I think the Hogwarts and all that, it's gonna be similar in appearance,
I mean, it's a Scottish castle. What can you only do so much with it? It would be wild if they used the exact same damn sets. And they're
do they even have the same sets?
No, they do. It's actually an exhibit or something overseas. You can go see it.
Well, then
cool.
I would.
Just save some money, guys. Just go dust off the sets, and apparently you can go see Hogwarts or whatever, the Harry Potter experience. I don't know what it is.
Revan, reusing sets would be lazy as fuck. I understand that, but with this franchise, I think it might actually bring about something of a sense of relief to people if they reuse the old Harry Potter sets, because it would signal to them that, okay, they're not trying to overly change it too much. I could see them why using. Well, Revan, they're remaking it because money. They're remaking it because they're desperate for money. Harry Potter is a known quantity in terms of a money-making franchise. And so they're remaking it to try and generate new interest and new revenue. That's why they're remaking it. And reusing the old sets, I could see them doing that for the purposes of, okay, this way, the fans of the franchise will see the old sets and they'll see we're not trying to make these drastic changes to the franchise. It's still Harry Potter. That's why I could see them reusing the sets, and it's not a bad thing. Would you go to Harry for a tour? Possibly. I'm going to be going to Universal when I go on vacation this summer. So I'll be going I'll be going to the Harry Potter part of Universal, to be sure. The actual Harry Potter castle, I might go on a tour of it, possibly.
But everybody's complaining about how young they are. I'm like, did you see because
they start out.
They were
young.
10 years old when they were cast, the original trio.
Right. I don't understand why you'd say that. They look awfully young.
I might.
Kids grow fast, and that's one of the biggest issues with especially at that age, from like 10 to 15. One of the biggest problems with TV shows, especially, is like you can tell between seasons, like, yeah, this kid's getting really big, so we're gonna have to bring.
I
in
don't
a baby
know,
now
Anubis.
to,
I'm not sure if I am or
cousin
not.
all over it. Get a cute kid in here again. Yeah, people were surprised that Ron wasn't race swapped. Hermione looks book accurate.
No, and I, like I said, I know why Ron wasn't race swapped, because he's a redhead, and they're only going to race swap a redhead if they're going to try and elevate that character. And Ron has and always will be the comic relief, the guy you didn't take seriously, and that's why they left him as a white guy redhead, because he's the comic relief. He is the joke. He's the butt of the joke. So that's why they left him as a redhead. I'll bet you anything that's why. Because they didn't want to like boss him up, because if they were going to try and make him a stronger character and not be the butt of jokes, they would have race swapped him. I guarantee you, they would have race swapped him in some way. They might have even, and the jury's still out on whether or not they're going to make him gay. Oh no, Leo, I fully appreciate that, but I guarantee they're taking a lot of their cues from the movies, not the books. They're going to be taking a lot of the cues from the movies.
Actually, I that's not actually her. That's whatever. I just feel bad because Hermione's like the most insufferable character anyway. But there we go. So I don't know what else to say. I feel bad for the kids. I think they're going to get harassed.
Don't do that.
Do not do that. I think don't
harass the kids.
I think it's completely
I don't care
unfair.
what side you're on, and we know which people are going to be more likely to do it. Don't harass the kids.
Yeah, I know exactly who's the most likely to harass them, given the other actors getting harassed. But we're talking about children. Leave them alone. Anyway, there it is. We'll see. We'll see how it does. I don't know. We're going to wrap it up.
Yep.
Please subscribe. We'll talk later.
Bye.
Yeah, and I don't think all the kids are going to get harassed. I think only one of the kids is going to get harassed, unfortunately. But again, I'm hoping, and I'm going on the assumption she does have a good support system in her family, and that she's got good people around her that can basically, give her support, watch her back, things like that. I'm hoping that I'm hoping that is the case. I am. It would have been better if they did like a sequel type series, like post Harry Potter movies or something. That would have been nice. But again, this is Hollywood. The people in Hollywood do not have an original thought in their fucking head these days. And so, because of course, instead, it's just gonna be yet another fucking reboot. And sequel novels, yeah, but Revan, the problem is the sequel novels have not been tested by Hollywood, and WB wants what they consider to be a guaranteed win with a known quantity that has made the studio billions over the years. And that's why they're just rebooting instead of trying to do something different.